and good morning once again. We're getting to the very last part of the show. You're watching TV47 Breakfast, and my name is Freddie Ndimuli. Today being a Thursday, it is that segment we call Man-to-Man Talk. Today, we're saying, dear women, the man you love may be healing too. Yes, men do go through a lot of things. Some of them may not be able to express what they're going through. But yes, it is true. That man you live with, that man you care about, could be healing as well. This is a discussion we want to have this morning with these three gentlemen in studio. On my immediate right, Dennis Kiarie, mental health advocate and anthropologist. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
It is your second time on this panel.
This is my second time.
Karibu sana.
Yeah.
Edgar Njiru, sociologist and lawyer, joins us this morning. Karibu sana.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Pastor Dennis Mwangi.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
It's good to have you three gentlemen in studio today. Awesome. Now, this is a very interesting topic because it could be an issue about communication. That the nature of a man is that where you sit right now, ile mawazo uko nayo ni mingi sana, and you may be going through something, but it's just not showing. So, because men go through childhood wounds, previous heartbreaks, career failure, grief, maybe I've lost a loved one, cumulative weight of being strong and fixing it yourself, while still showing up as partners, providers, or protectors. So they say that healing rarely takes a linear perspective. Things do happen. People heal in different ways. And probably let's just hear from your own perspective, if at all you have ever gone through healing, or you're going through healing right now, and how you're handling it. Let's start with you, Kiarie. Is it something that you're going through or have gone through, and how does it look for the people close to you?
So first of all, I'm going to have to say that healing is not a destination. Healing is a step-by-step journey that we are all partaking in this life. Remember that everything is inevitable, suffering is inevitable, and we might have accumulated wounds as we are passing by this human experience or the experience of life. Personally, I have been through a lot of childhood trauma that I am now realizing I am trying to build myself and heal for me to become greater than I am. The limitations of my past are not going to determine what my future is going to be. So yes, I've been healing, I have been rejected, I have been through shame, but that doesn't mean that I'm entitled to act in a way that is going to limit everybody else's experience. And so as a man, you know, we're told that your wounds, you should always hide your wounds. But you know, for men, we always brag about the scars. We always brag about our scars, but we don't want to show the wound because sometimes the wound might be very repugnant, repulsive, and showing the wounds to other people might not be sitting right. So we do hide our wounds very many ways. So you find that some people might hide their wounds through stonewalling or avoidance. They might pull themselves back. Sometimes they might also try to act out angry as a defense mechanism, and it's just a way of hiding them. If
you may use an example, what is the latest thing that you've had to go through healing about?
So personally, my past, I have just realized that there are things that I was never aware of as a kid, but as growing up, those things end up affecting you. So for example, maybe the household that I was in, sometimes it wasn't a perfect household, but for me, I am now realizing that yes, there are certain things that have been happening around me subconsciously, and now they're just taking effect.
And you did not even have an idea that there was a wound?
Yeah, I did not know.
What about you, Edgar? Have you gone through things that you required healing, or are you in that position right now?
All right. Thank you again for having me again on the show. It's a real privilege. Yes, I just also would like to comment. Again, it's a real privilege. Thank you for having us. And in my capacity as a sociology, maybe we'll talk about that going forward in the show. So yes, just like my friend, and I know that just like many other men, yes, there are these have gone through things that that I'm continuing to recognize the impact that they had, you know, the way the outlook, you know, on life, and yeah, just, you know, recognizing that, okay, fine, you know, these things happened. Example being, you know, growing up, the school, you know, you talk to family, you know, there was a bit of that, and just, you know, continuously recognizing that these things did actually change the way I, you know, looked at life. I mean, not just relationships only, but I mean, life in general, work, you know, the ambitions you have, and so on.
So even failed ambitions would require healing.
Yes.
Like you really wanted to become a certain, probably a pilot, you failed, and you're still healing from that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pastor, what about you? Is it something that pastors go through as well? You know, you look at pastors and say, hey, this, we are aligned.
I mean, definitely, we are all healing from something. Yeah. It could be traumas, it could be family issues, it could be lack of not becoming what you wanted to be. And so yes, definitely we are all healing. I'm personally also going through my seasons of healing in many different ways. For example, you've asked the question of if there's something specific we are all healing from. For me, I think mine is based on most of the things I wanted to be, and I'm not there yet. And you know, when you sit down as a man by yourself, there are many things that come, you know, to your mind, and you begin to think, where am I coming from? Where am I right now? Where am I going? Are these things ever going to happen? Are these things ever going to come to pass? I have desires. You know, men are looked upon as leaders, as priests, as people that we can look up to. And you know, many times when we don't accomplish then those things that we want to accomplish, they begin to just take a toll on us. They begin to bring us down. So I feel like, and I like it, because even if when you look at how things are happening right now, I've actually had so many women say we feel like men are realizing themselves, because it was all about men going out and men becoming and men showing up. But I've had many of them say, you know what? We feel like men are realizing themselves. We are having a little bit more of meetings for ourselves, a little bit more of hiding for ourselves. I've actually tried to do a research on, and I've actually seen it with events that are happening around. And actually many amazing women are saying most men are not showing up.
Oh yes, they're staying away from
they're staying away from those events, and spending money and buying stuff.
You feel that is part of the healing process?
I feel like men are realizing themselves and actually seeing how much valuable they are, because I feel like some of the hard things that we are going through is based on us just being everywhere.
Oh yes.
Showing up every time. And it's not bad to show up.
Yeah, that is a requirement, Kerry, that as a man, you will show up.
Yes.
And you will perform. And you'll be perfect.
Yeah.
And you'll take care of everyone.
Yeah.
But and you will do so silently, without complaining.
Yeah.
Do you think that has been the problem, that fine, Pasi says now things are beginning to change, but over time, that many men have resorted to silence as a go-to place, even when they're hurting and they're going through healing. They don't talk about it. Do you think that that is part of the problem, that that silence could lead to other things?
So, yes, we know that many men don't like to communicate. Like many women say that as men, we don't like to communicate our problems. And there are certain signs of somebody who's healing. And personally, I'd say like the first signs of somebody who's healing might be one, withdrawing themselves, trying to seek solitude, to really understand what is really piling up and what is making him be suppressed. But there are actual signs of being somebody who is going through this process of healing, or they are healing, whereby you find if a man does come out and is comfortably speaking about their past, but not speaking about their past as a form of failure, but as a form of testimony of their tribulations, of what they have been experiencing. If they do want to talk about it, that is somebody who is healing. Being silent is just you realizing that
It's not healing.
it's not really healing. But you talking about your tribulations, the things you shame, the addictions you've been through, all that, talking about it in a form of testimony, showing that yes, yes, those things happened back then, but right now I am different and I am positive that I have been going better. Another thing, you find that if somebody starts speaking about possibilities more than the evident things, like they start speaking of the unseen, the unheard, they do understand that there is something bigger than ourselves that is always going to try and intervene. Even though many people say that, yes, we are always alone, but if you start, somebody in a process of healing, they start seeing that, yes, there is something beyond me that can accelerate my healing.
Okay. Because the way we framed the question or the statement that we're discussing is, dear women, the man you love may be healing too. So we are addressing women here. There's an aspect of the partner, probably a wife, a girlfriend, a mother or a sister. And this statement appears to suggest that they do not understand the man and the healing. Why? Because they expect the man to be perfect. Is there a feeling that if I start talking about, because it suggests the healing process involves now you talking, now you're bringing out your vulnerabilities and saying, oh yes, I did this, I've been going through this, I'm suffering from this, and I'm hoping to heal, that most husbands would not do to their wives. It's like you're showing your weak side. Do you think that that is a problem, and that women do not understand that kind of vulnerability from a man?
Well, yes, I'd have to agree and say that yeah, showing your soft underbelly as a man is a no-no, and usually because the image, this iron or the Teflon image of the man will fall apart if they begin to share their vulnerabilities. And also there's a fear of losing respect, because I've had it said in different, by different, there's a term I'm looking for, but these people who talk about man stuff and whatnot. Masculinity
preachers.
Yes. That if you show your soft side, you lose your respect, and then that could lead to all sorts of negative things. So once that image is shattered, then you're pretty much done. And so that is a fear for most men. So they would rather maintain that ironclad image, and even though it is killing them, and it's again they have other ways to medicate or to treat these things. So they would rather have that, because as I think that women would not understand. Also, I'm looking at things like the rise of, it's been there, feminism, and just seeing that how there's a perception that men are sort of the beast of burden to help, or rather be the avenue for which the females, not all of them, but most of them see us as tools to actualize their dreams. So a failure of that is basically you've become useless, you have no value to me.
A weak man is of no value. A weak man will be punished. In fact, those masculinity activists say weakness will be punished, and that women are just ready out there waiting for you to show your weakness or your niceness for you to be punished. Do you agree, Percy, that there's a real risk in being vulnerable to a woman? And hence this statement, dear women, the man you love may be healing too, that there is misunderstanding or a lack of connection between partners of opposite gender when understanding the man and why he acts the way he does.
When you think about it, I feel like one of the main issues that we go through even as men is lack of identity. Because if I know who I am, actually if I don't know who I am, I become who I'm not. So the only way to become that which I'm supposed to be is by definitely understanding who I am. Because I feel like if I know who I am, I can be vulnerable and be okay. if I don't know who I am, I'm actually very scared to put it out there to anyone. And I feel like because we are also talking about women here, and for them trying to understand us, because now we are in the same society. They are our mothers, our sisters, our wives, our girlfriends. It means then we have to find a way on how we can coexist, because you know they share a lot, they open up. But you remember now as a man, we don't do things the same way. We don't actually bring out who we are the same way. They are able to talk more, they are more emotional, we are more factual. You know, we are more we talk about facts, we put facts on the ground, while they are a little bit more emotional. So I feel like if we understand really who we are, and they really understand who they are, then we can come together and be able to sort something else. Because I mean, if we only do men's conference without the ladies, then they'll never understand who we are. Actually, I feel like there's something I feel like we should do, is called growing together with your loved ones, with your spouse, or with the other gender, growing together, so that they know what I know, they understand how I understand, they feel what I feel and how I feel it, they see how I see. Then it's easier for us to work together and build together.
There's a real risk here, and the biggest challenge is that when you are with a woman, there are serious expectations. And they know what the expectations are. If there's one thing clear about women is, I know what I expect from this man. And it would look like when you say you're healing, probably because of grief or loss or something, that it could be seen as an excuse for you not to perform the way you should. And she may come and tell you, yes, I'm here for you, but I also expect you to do this and the other. Do you think that is a problem? That women, yes, they may feel and empathize, but the expectations still remain. That even as you heal, ujue bado tunakungoja ufanye one, two.
So yes, yes, we are also trying to heal, but the women do not really, the expectation will always remain for a man to always perform. There are certain tasks and things put in place that we are supposed to satisfy for them now to be able to give back the space of you being, for them to really enable you to heal, or to give you that space of healing. You have to have first satisfied some certain tasks. Because remember, for a man to be respected in this society, you have to be someone who is well poised. You have to be somebody who is well understood, or somebody who frames himself strong. Like for the story of Atlas, you have to be somebody who can bear the weight of the world. But remember that also women out there, you have to understand that yes, we are also healing, but also create a space, not to become entirely the therapist, but to give a space like a landing platform whereby yes, you can be vulnerable, yes, you can have yes, you can go through what you're going through, but also the things that has people put place for you to do, those expectations should also be met, but also try to empathize that sometimes the things that somebody goes through, they have to first try and evolve and try to understand themselves fully for them to grow.
Because some of the expectations is that probably you'll be like, the excitement in the house, that once the man gets home, everything is bubbly, everyone is happy and all these things, yet you're healing. And you may not have that capability. Women have a way of handling this. They always ask for space. I need some space. And as men, you give them that space. Do you think you enjoy the same latitude, that a woman would give you space to go heal?
Well, just personally or just generally, okay. No, that in most cases, no. It is it is usually it's usually not there, which is why in my view there are things like the men's conference where men like gather together and sort of that camaraderie supports the comradeship. But it's not like the way because I mean, there's almost no room for that, because there are things that need to be done, and if the absence, the absence of the man there can, if it's a family setup, then things would fall apart, because he's virtually the one doing most of the important, the home will not basically stand is very much needed. So not like. So I mean, there's almost no room for you to say that I need my space. I mean, to go where there's all these duties and responsibilities that are waiting for you.
Yeah, but as a man, really needs space to heal, because some things may take time.
Yeah, I feel like actually there's a statement I always say: men wana kimbia kama ambulance wakilia. They need to be on the move. They are crying, yes, but they are on the move. There's no time to really stop when you think about it, because men have office of a father, of a husband. So if you ask space from your wife, then you may not be able to ask the same space from your children, or from school fees, or from all those things. So I feel like men need to come up with a mechanism whereby you need to heal as you're showing up. You need to show up as you're healing. You need to be there.
Hakuna pause.
Hakuna pause. There can be a pause. There's actually a story I had, and I loved it, just a short one, that there was this man who fell on a ditch. And when they fell on a ditch, a lawyer would pass by the ditch, and the man would shout, "Would you kindly help me?" And the man and the lawyer would say, "When you come out, I'm going to sue the people that dug this ditch." And doctor would pass by, and the man would cry, "Would you help me?" And again the doctor would say, "I mean, when you come out, I'm going to heal your wound." And so many people passed by, and they would not help him, but one man passed by there, and what he did was amazing. So the man screamed when he was almost done, out of breath, and almost giving up. And he screamed and gathered his strength and said, "Hey, please help me." And the man up there, jumped into the ditch. And the man asked him, why did you come down here? We're going to die together. That was stupid of you. And the man said, "Don't worry. I've been in the same ditch. I know the way out. I've been here. I know the way out." So that is to mean then, as we are moving and as we are going, we also need people that can hold our hands. We need mentors. We need fathers. We need leaders that have been where we want to go. If you're not married, look for somebody that have been there. If you want to do business, look for a mentor, and so on. People that can continually pull you. So there's no pausing.
Yes.
There's no stopping. You have to gather yourself, understand who you are, go back to understanding why you're here on earth, why you are created by God. And then from there, you're able to trace back the strength you have and who you are, and until you become that which God called you to be.
Why do you think there's this perspective by women? Because the statement is, "Dear women." The man you love may be healing too.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that there's this perspective from women that you're not supposed to be healing from anything? You're supposed to be stoic and perfect and strong. Why is it they are our mothers, some of them, and they know how weak we can be? How come then there's an expectation that you will not be weak?
Yeah.
Or you are not supposed to be vulnerable to some of these things that you say you're healing from?
Yeah, it depends from how somebody was raised. If their community had been whereby the man is supposed to be the symbol of strength, and sometimes they don't say, like, sometimes men do have weaknesses. We might be we might have been in a disadvantage, but yes, women do always try to put that image that yes, you need to be the strong one, you need to be the firm one in a relationship. And sometimes they have to be this understanding, in this form of understanding whereby yes, we are experiencing the same things in this, the same things are happening to us in this day and age, and most of the times that the man is being attacked more in this situation, and the women are being more empowered, and they might not see the weaknesses that men do experience. And at most times, yes, we are trying to do our best to stand strong, and this devolution of the current society is now trying to bring up this sense of of equality, but the women still want the man to be above them, even though we are empowering them, and it brings a kind of disconnect.
But these women have been raised in families. They've seen their fathers, they've seen their brothers and cousins. And it cannot be said that the men they've grown up with have been perfect. They may have seen their parents go through grief, or their brothers go through addiction or something, and they're healing. How come that they still expect that this husband of mine should not really be going through healing, yet they've seen men in their lives go through the same?
It's a good, good question. So there are many things. I mean, there isn't a single cataclysmic factor. I think there are just a multitude of factors. The first being socialization. How they came to understand how to behave and act in the context of a society, and so they are basically taught to expect that, or they are basically taught that they should they are the weaker vessel, and they therefore need a lot of care. And so then it then feels that the onus therefore is on the men to basically see that they are, that they remain tender and well catered for, even as they are pierced and cut. I'm reminded of an emoji or a picture I saw of there's a wife and children, daughters usually, and the man having a shield. Then there are these flaming arrows and darts being thrown, and he's holding all that. So it just goes to show that the man being socialized. I mean, rather the ladies are socialized to view them as these superheroes who are not vulnerable in any way, to basically act as that barrier, that wedge from danger and so on. So there's, as they're growing up, the family level, as they also grow up as well, the influence of feminism also has played a part in that. Also, I mean, again, I can even look at it from, during the divorce settlements, you find that women, especially in the West, you find that the women are really catered to a lot, and the man is almost left with nothing in a lot of the time. So again, it's all these various factors that then creates then the intentional steps to empower the women, really, affirmative action and so on. So yes, all these can play.
And it's interesting you brought about the issue of divorce, because divorce is rampant right now. And a man who's been through a marriage that has broken down, and because it is said even in the Bible, it is not good for a man to be alone. He will seek another partner. But even in seeking a second partner, there are a lot of wounds is coming from the other side. Yet the expectation by this new woman is that now I have a husband. And this is a strong man. After all, I'm not going for weakness. How do you reconcile with that? Because it still has to go through healing. The new woman is not interested in what you've gone through.
They want to be fed.
They want to enjoy the marriage. They want to enjoy everything new.
I mean, for me, that's a big question, because this thing is happening all over. And I feel like every man that needs to step in back to that space of love and being a husband and a father, they need to take time. They need to take a while, to just try and be okay first. Not fully, just take a while to heal from deep inside. I believe, even as we're talking to women, that you are as strong as the people that are surrounding you. Then if the people that are surrounding you are not strong, then you're not strong. You see, men are like in a boxing ring, and after a while they need to take a corner and just take water and get instruction from the coaches and so on. That is the same thing in life. We are always fighting. We are always on warfare, and so when we retreat in that corner, that is our home. That is the space where these women, they need to understand this man is as strong as the people surrounding him. Actually, the Bible says that a woman is a helper to a man, and I want to believe this one most people may not agree, but I want to believe if someone is coming to help you, it's either they have the same strength as you, or they are more stronger than you. Think about a small car being pulled by a small car. It needs a bigger car to help it out, from the mud and so on. So I believe that women have capacity and ability to actually bring the best out of us, without a shadow of doubt. They can speak life to us. They can speak and we can be healed. Actually, they're able to heal us. They have that grace in them. They have that anointing and they do on how to bring the best out of a man. Have you ever seen a man who is surrounded by a strong woman? Then that man can do just about anything. They're able to work hard. They come home, and so on. Because I've seen those kind of families. I've seen it. I believe they're there. I've seen them, and I've seen women who understand who this man is. Like you said, God says it's not good for man to be alone. So this thing was actually God's idea. Yeah, man was just chilling with the animals, and God said it's not good.
They shouldn't be alone.
Yeah.
So ideally, because now, and you've seen this trend that you mentioned, the fact that men are now retreating to other men. We have the men's conference, we have these groupings of men, and the women may just say, okay, fine, you're healing. Enda kwao watu wenyu ukapone huko, then come back. Yet what Pasi is saying is that the woman could actually be could be better positioned to play that role in helping you heal. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do agree with that. But, iron sharpens iron. And so, first of all, I want to say that Fumbo Foundation has partnered with LPS Counseling, and they are also doing something called Men's Safe Corner, which is just a hub for people of men. It's only a men-only event for them to come and for us to share our views and to enable us to heal. And for many women, yes, they may do complain that, men going to other men to heal isn't the best way to go. And for them, they have to come to us first for us to give them that extra perspective for enabling us to heal. And most people say that you can't go to the fish to ask for advice about fishing. You go to the fisherman. Yes. And so it's not bad for men to have a conference or a space for them to actually enable themselves to heal and to understand a perspective of how we can grow holistically and not just individualistically. For that woman who's saying that you have to go, if you're going to other men to try and understand or to heal yourself, for them they're just being individualistic. But this is all just there to enable us to grow and learn it via each other, and it's just a very powerful setting. And I do encourage for these spaces to open up for us to grow and learn.
Yes. Pasi also suggested that we need to grow together. That it's not just because you're going through healing that the only source of restoration is men. That this woman who we are talking to needs to understand. From a sociological point of view, how do you go through that? Do you go and sit your woman down and explain how weak you are, what you're feeling, the grief and everything, and ask for help? Because that's another issue. Does it work that way, that a man goes to the woman and says, hey, I need your help?
Well, yes, there is, communication really does play a role, because even though we understand that the man has gone through things or is going through things, it's not it's not an excuse for us to
hold that thought.
Yes.
And I'll come to you shortly, because we do have a caller. Collins from Eldoret. Good morning, Collins. Thank you for following this conversation, and what is your contribution this morning to the discussion we're having? Collins, can you hear us? Okay. Anyway, I do apologize for that. We'll try and get Collins again. Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
Yes. So yes, I was saying that it is communication is very good. Is a first step towards it, and again, because well, the idea is to let the spouse know that what you're going through, and so there's that. Of course, there's that fear, but we have to break through it, and of course, at some point, he may. I mean, there may be it may open doors for maybe counseling to people who are more specialized to help the man. But again, the role also of the wife or girlfriend to play that support, but just not to excuse the toxic behavior, but just let them know that this is affecting, and towards that the two of you can sort of work your way towards improving, and one day at a time, as you both grow together, as the man understands the woman and the woman understands. So basically there's that environment now of healing which is created.
And you've just brought about the other aspect of it, Pasi, the fact that when a man is going through healing, they tend to act different. Probably angry, isolated, quiet, and all these things. That too contributes a lot to the role the woman plays, because that affects the relationship. How do you navigate that?
All right, I think maybe I can just start a little bit behind. Like Keith said, I feel like one of the ways to do it in growing together, for example, how I'll do it is I'd make sure if I'm with her in the house, she reads the book I read, so that we're in the same space in terms of knowledge. I move with her most times, because most times men leave their women and do their stuff. So when you're coming to explain something to her, she doesn't know what you're talking about, because she doesn't have the knowledge you have. She's not exposed as you are. So I feel like I need to grow with her from, let's read the book together, let's listen to this podcast together, let's watch this show together, let's maybe pray together, let's have a mentor. And I believe so much in that, because I believe we are trying to go to somewhere someone has been. Then it's easy for them to direct us and show us and so on. But again, now as you're asking that space of men, being angry and hiding and so on, it contributes a lot, because then you come home, this woman is trying, for example, to reach out, but she cannot reach out to you because there's a wall already. Man, I'm healing with my fellow men, I'm doing this, so you're not allowed in this space. So what begins to do, she also begins to build resentment and just separating herself because she doesn't understand you. And that's why when I began, I said, I feel like we need to go back to the space of identity. If both of you don't know who you are, you'll become who you're not. You need to really go deep, because you can take 30 days to cut a tree down because the issue is the axe, but you can take time to sharpen the axe for 30 days and cut the tree in 1 hour. So I feel like we need to go back to knowledge and understanding who we are. Let us sharpen ourselves, let us sit down, let us settle down, let us not just move for the sake of it. Let us try to understand how do you want to be loved? What does love look like for you? When I do this, what makes you feel? And that, of course, brings the aspect of communication, because I believe communication is not talking or passing information. I believe that communication is making sure that this person knows what you feel, not what you're saying, what you feel. Because if I understand, if I do this, this is what it makes you feel, then it's easy for me to, to relate with you and so on and so on. So I feel like every man, every woman, we need to settle down. We need to be friends. We need to settle down. Let's be friends. Let's settle down. Let's talk. Let's try and make sure we communicate. I want to know what you're feeling. Get to know what I'm feeling. Get to know that, hey, anytime I've not paid bills, this is what it makes me feel. Every time I've not paid school fees as a man, this is what it makes me feel. Then how are you able to handle me as a man? So I feel like that can really help. Yeah.
From your perspective, Kiara, what do you think about that? How do we get the women to now come on board? Because the natural way is, once I'm healing from something, I'll go adopt other things. I'll go to the gym probably, just to try and do something else. Ideally, some people even go into addiction, alcohol, other things. But how do I get the woman to now understand it, because that's the point we're doing. Dear women, we're talking to them.
Yeah.
The man is healing. Yeah.
So I want to first say that women, we need to first of all understand that we are all different in the makings. We are all different. We see things differently, and we need to start to uphold this sense of, yes, you might be in a process of healing, and you might not agree with the way as we're using the means that we're using to heal, but for the general of all, it's us trying to enable a good experience for everybody in a world whereby we can all live and coexist together. And personally, I'd say that first of all, we need to try and understand ourselves first and foremost, try to understand what we're doing, and also try to learn that love is something we build on the journey, and it is all about accepting who we are first and enabling a space, or enabling somebody to grow and heal from that space, not to try and be the person who's trying to be the caregiver or the actual therapist or the counselor, but to give somebody that space to also try and grow from themselves, from their perspective, and to also facilitate a good environment for somebody to be able to understand themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's that idea he has just brought up, that when you tell your woman you're healing, then she automatically assumes the therapist position, and she now wants to prescribe what you should do going forward. Does that work?
Prescribe? That can be, okay, that can be, I would not wholly like agree with that, because I mean, because you know, she's looking at, okay, she may not really like really understand like really like what really is you know, like the underlying issues, because again, you know, there are things that, you know, may have happened like to the man that, you know, he probably has forgotten, has been locked at the back of his mind somewhere, and is sort of affecting that. So, and that may not, that knowledge may not be had by the, you know, by your partner, even though she may mean well. But you know, these are the things that are overlooked. So, you know, I'd really advocate for a more probably better specialized, you know, care, because again, we are not saying that, we're not calling on the women to be the rescuer. I mean, that's a big risk they play, but you know, it can be a support, it can play a supportive role. I mean, she may help, you know, refer to someone who she may know, or you know, just create the environment, but not really doing the healing per se. But just, you know, be that, you know, playing the supportive, encouraging role, you know, facilitate even. But I would not, you know, playing the active therapist, even though they may lean towards that, but that may not be the way to go.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Even as we almost come to the end of the conversation, there's some healing that is a bit shameful. Some of the afflictions we suffer are a bit shameful, probably depression, alcoholism. And many of this we may not be able to talk about. A woman may just look at you as being rogue because you're acting in some way and they don't understand. How do we handle this? How do we handle the stigma? Are you able to explain that the things I do is because
of this and this?
Of this and this?
Yeah. I mean, the truth is we have to open up our scars. That's the only way. If we don't open up our scars and our wounds, then we are not able to heal. And for me, that looks like I don't have to have 10 people to do that. One person or 2 people are enough for us to open this thing up and see where the problem is and see why I'm doing this. And there are 3 things I would say to every man and woman. Number 1, every man needs to be willing. They actually need to, let me use the word intentional about their healing. If you don't put intentionality in your healing, you will never heal. You need to be very intentional and tell yourself, hey, I'm stuck, I have a problem, and I need help. So I'm intentional, I want to do it. I want to wake up and change. I want to wake up and change my activities. I want to wake up and be a better man and do better. Then the second thing is the women need to be willing to help. the intentionality of men. They need to settle down and see, hey, this is where this man is, and I need to come in and help him. Maybe, as he said, make that environment peaceful. Make sure that home is where he wants to go after he's beaten up during the day at work and in the world. He needs to come home. I need to create a landing space. It's just like a plane. When it wants to land, it can't land on rocks. It needs a smooth landing. So the woman needs to be that smooth landing. And then thirdly, both of you need to understand this is where you came from. You need to understand you're not yourselves. For example, you see, the best person to repair an iPhone, the best person to repair an iPhone is not just a fundi. I don't have a problem with them. Is the person that manufactured it. They know all the problems. They know where to touch, and the thing will go back to working. And I feel like most of us we've escaped from the reality of understanding this is where we came from, and that is from God. He is our source. We are the resource. When you take a fish from the water doesn't die, the fish dies. When you take the plant, either a tree from the ground doesn't die, the soil doesn't die, the tree will die. When you take a man from God, then the man will die and not God. So we need to go back to the source and go back to this person that knows, hey, when I touch this, you'll be okay. This is your issue. Present everything to God. I mean, no man came from nowhere. We have to go back to our source, which is God, man.
Very well put.
Yeah.
Yet when dealing with, let's say, alcoholism or depression, the victim may not really feel the shame. It's the people around him, his closest family members, his wife, who may carry the burden of shame. Yeah. And do we understand probably where the woman comes from when now helping or supporting this person heal? Probably an alcoholic husband who doesn't know. Anaanguka tu kwa mitaro huko. Ni bibi ndo anapata hiyo aibu. Then how does she come and assist you as well? Those are the challenges, don't you think?
Yeah. So first of all, from the woman's perspective, for maybe the person is bringing a bad name to the families, to everybody, and everybody is watching, and him for himself, he may see that the problem is actually, you have to say it like this, the problem is actually the solution. You have to look at why he is going and inclining into that alcoholic phase, because there is something deficient in that person, that now he's relying on external sources to try and satisfy his own inherent and internal needs, or something that is missing inside them. And for that woman, she might try to intervene or try to change them, but they have to understand that healing begins with the person themselves. They have to foster an environment for them to actually want to accept for the healing. And for that person out there, they have to be made realize that they are loved, that somebody is really caring about them and somebody is really looking up to them. And for them to heal, they have to facilitate some ways to try and enable this person and give him the perspective of, in the end, we're trying to just better yourself. We all love you. It's all out of love, and we're trying to create a space for where all of us to grow entirely. And for that man out there, yes, you might try to look into all that for as a form of solution, but always understand that the problem is usually the solution. Look at what you're missing or what is limiting you, that is you trying to go to that sense of the solution, because now that problem is the problem that other people are seeing, is now you're seeing it as the solution. And now the woman now has to find a way of trying to create a better solution for that person, for them to enable to change their vision and understand that yes, it might affect their mental health, and yes, personally, yes, they might go and end up in a bad place than they are actually right now.
All right. Final word, Edgar. This goes for a greater role for the woman. When shame is involved and all this, that she has to go beyond herself to provide a better environment to allow someone to heal. When you have a patient in hospital, you go out of your way. Is this the call we're giving to women now? Dear women, the man you love may be healing too. What are we telling you? What is your role?
Well, the role may be that because we are not, I don't think we should expect them to be our fixers or our rescuers. I'll expect them to try and also, like, in as much as to also be mindful of their own well-being, so not to sacrifice their well-being because of the partner who is going through this destructive cycle and pattern. But what she can do is just play a facilitative role, try and offer love and support, but not to tie yourself in a toxic situation. So she can really find ways. She can trigger or even cause him to heal. That is if also the man has shown intentionality. So also it's a two-way message. I mean, to the women, to the men. So to the women, they can, they can bring about that environment. And also for the men, I mean, don't find a way to communicate and verbalize, because again, that will help the woman understand you more, like, why you're inclined to go towards this destructive pattern and behavior. So it's a call to just be conscious that, for every, let me say, negative behavior, that, there's basically a story behind that, but also to also just, use that understanding to sort of, cause or trigger the healing that wanted to see.
Dear women, the man you love may be healing too. That's a discussion I've been having here with these three gentlemen: Dennis Kiari, mental health advocate and anthropologist; Edgar Njiru, sociologist and lawyer; and Pastor Dennis Mwangi. And we hope that the women who are watching us do understand the role they play when the man that they love is healing. And the men too, who are going through some healing, you do understand what role you play in enabling that woman to assist you through the healing. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time at TV47. That has been Man to Man Talk, and this is where we dock for this morning. Thank you so much for being with us throughout the show today from 6 a.m. up until now. On behalf of the entire team behind this broadcast, including my co-host Ani Odida, it's good morning. After the break, we have a repeat of what we had earlier on State of the Nation.